What is up, people out there in the YouTube universe? Of course, I'm DJ Cass here to give you my review of Thursday Night Smackdown. Now, I just got finished watching Smackdown, and the one thing I can say is the first hour of the show was great. Then the second hour came, and then I started to fall asleep. And thankfully, I was actually able to stay up and watch the main event, which we will get to. Of course, we kicked off SmackDown with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, and he came out, he picked up a chair, and to think about it, actually, it was, if you really think about it, it was like 2 days to the day that he ended one of the greatest factions in WWE history, the Shield, with that chair, and he was acknowledging the chair on how that's how it all started for him, and how that's how Seth Rollins became who he is today. Now, as far as his promo goes, I'm really if on it. I mean, it's kind of like he was like saying he kept saying like how he doesn't need anybody. We've always described him as the chicken shit heel that always runs away when he needs to and stays when it benefits him. But my only problem with his promo is the fact that like he just kept saying how he doesn't need anybody except himself to be successful. When we've all literally seen him over the last year need help for absolutely everything that he get. So there was a lot of lying. I have to do agree with the Ambrose. There was a lot of lying in his promo. And then speaking of Dean Ambrose, he actually was showing up on the Titantron, and he actually his promo I thought was better than Seth Rollins because Dean Ambrose he was actually telling what all of us have been thinking of as the fans, like your championship run, man. It's all because of the authority. It's not really you. And I think that's gotten to Seth Rollins, not just on screen, but probably off screen a bit too as his character has developed. But like I said, as far as the interaction between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins as a whole to kick off SmackDown, I loved every single bit of it. I just did not like Seth Rollins' promo. That was the only thing I didn't like out of all this. Of course, we know that they'll be facing off in a ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We all know they're going to tear the house down. I'm going to be giving a review on that next week. But anyway, as for tonight on SmackDown, we also had our first match, which was a triple threat match to determine the number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championship: Lucha Dragons versus the Primetime Players versus the Ascension. This match was actually really good. I actually thought it could have went longer, but it's SmackDown, so of course, the match went on, and the Ascension. I really don't know like what happened when it came to the Ascension. Longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions of all time, and they're being treated like this. It's sad. But yeah, as the match went on, everybody got their offense in, and the Primetime Players win and are your number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team titles at Money in the Bank. And of course, we then went to an interview with the New Day backstage. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. They absolutely rock. I love the guys. And their little shtick was fine. Like I said, it was just them being them. And then of course Kane, he comes in for some strange reason, and he makes the match Neville versus Kofi Kingston. Okay, now moving on to SmackDown, we then had Ryback versus Stardust, pretty much a squash match. Of course, Ryback walked away the new Intercontinental Champion this past Sunday at Elimination Chamber, knocking off Sheamus and 5 other superstars. Now, I heard that original plans were for Sheamus to win the belt, which was why Ryback winning the championship was really weird to me. I think they should have went with Sheamus because it's just hard for me. As much as I want to be happy for Ryback, I just don't see his championship run lasting past Money in the Bank. Turns out at Money in the Bank, there's a possibility that he could be defending the title against Miz and the Big Show, which means we have to look forward to Ryback versus the Big Show for the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, that's for Money in the Bank. We then moved on to an interview for some reason with Paige. And Renee Young asked her how was she feeling, which honestly I thought was a really stupid question. How do you think she feels? I mean, she just got screwed out of a championship match. How do you think she's gonna feel? And of course, Paige, she went on and on and on how like the Bella Twins have been keeping us down for years and years, and like how And I'm thinking like, Paige, you've only been here for a year. The Bellas have been here way longer than you have. So how can you say that they've been downgrading you guys for years? I just don't like it when they do it. Of course, we may get Paige versus Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship at Money in the Bank. I really don't want to see it. We saw what happened on Monday when we got it. I don't want to see it again. And then, of course, which I actually thought was the most interesting thing after Paige's promo was Luke Harper and Eric Rowan saying how they were shunned and exiled and they never had nice, shiny things. Honestly, these guys getting back together, I absolutely love. I honestly think they should have won the tag team titles last year. Hopefully, WWE will do something with them. Okay, then the next match, I believe, was Neville. Oh, yes, Neville versus Kofi Kingston. It was a fine little match. Like I said, I really thought that could have went longer than expected. Anyway, New Day kept interfering. Kofi Neville hit the red arrow, which is the greatest move I've ever seen in my life, and he got the win, and he built some money in the bank. Oh yes, we then got to Kevin Owens NXT Open Challenge. Now I've expressed my thoughts on Kevin Owens. I absolutely love the guy, but tonight on SmackDown, he pissed me the he made me mad because in fact, WWE made me mad tonight because think about it. They had Zack freaking Ryder answer the NXT Championship. WWE had a great opportunity to do something with that NXT Championship, and to me, they just totally disrespected it because they gave that. This is a first time ever that the NXT Championship was defended on SmackDown, and they choose to do it like that. I mean, like, really, come on. Like, honestly, if you want to do an NXT Open Challenge, you might as well do it on Raw because you're not going to get a good quality championship match on SmackDown. And especially, like, Kevin Owens, I mean, honestly, he could have been, like, in an 8-minute match against, I would have preferred Neville over Zack Ryder because at least we would have gotten a good match tonight. And I don't know if this is going to play into the story or not, but that just made me mad. That was actually the one reason why I tuned into SmackDown. I was to just watch that, and WWE advertised it like crazy. NXT even advertised it like crazy, and they just blew it. They blew it tonight for me. Yeah, that made me mad. As far as John Cena versus Kevin Owens is concerned at Money in the Bank, I can't wait to see the match. It's gonna be great. Okay, then we had Miz TV with Lana and of course the Miz. I didn't really care for this segment as much. Like I really don't care the Dolph Ziggler Lana thing, the whole love triangle. To me, it's just been done in wrestling way too long. It needs to be done. They're wasting their time with this. I mean, Dolph honestly is better than this. He doesn't need to be wasting his time hanging out with Lana, especially when Lana honestly could like go to Performance Center and actually wrestle. I actually think she could be good, or maybe she can actually manage another superstar, but not Dolph Ziggler. I mean, that's been no way to man. And as far as Rusev is concerned, this injury may have been a blessing in disguise for him because think about it, he just came off one of the biggest losses of his career, and where was he gonna go if he had competed in Elimination Chamber? He wasn't gonna go anywhere. So honestly, this gives us the time to miss Rusev, get like he doesn't lose any momentum. So I believe him resting up right now is a good time for him to move. Now we got to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. Now, this made me mad too. The match was really, really good. It was really good. From the bell to the start of commercial break, coming back from commercial break. I mean, it only lasted about 11 minutes before the show was over, and it was great. And then Kane and JJ secured out for some random reason. And then Kane ruins a good match. Again. Like I'm really getting tired of this whole Kane thing with the authority. I mean, and stop torturing Roman Reigns. I mean, like seriously. The only reason I'm saying is because it doesn't tie into the story. Kane coming out really doesn't make sense. And the fact that he choke slammed Sheamus, I mean, something I haven't seen before. And Kane, he ends the show with announcing that he is going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And I'm like, no. Your old butt does not need to be in that ladder match. That needs to be for a young superstar. And he said he was the final participant. And when I was thinking about the field in my head, I was like, dear God, this is going to be a terrible match of Money in the Bank. Listen, the fact that they're putting Kane in the Money in the Bank ladder match is just beyond me. He does not need to be in it. He already won it once. He does not need to win it again. Anyway, I mean, my overall thoughts on SmackDown tonight, like I said, the first hour was great, but as soon as the Kevin Owens Open Challenge thing happened, I just tuned out SmackDown. So it was an on and off episode for me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm DJ Cass, and I'll see you next week for my Money in the Bank review. Peace out.